You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, na Facebook, YouTube, and also now we website where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We where they bring the program come to you this morning. My name na Khadija Bangura.
And me na Mabel Kaba. Good morning. Today na Thursday, February 15, and inside this edition of the Breakfast Show, they can look at the issue between the government of Salone and Sierra Rutile Mining Company. We don't make the company don't say, then go seize the operation at the country from March 11 this year.
Well, this and other issues them, as always, then at the program for you this morning. No go nowhere. Continue for the with we. You say for the watch we get opportunity for send we your message through the comment section. Now any of the platform there where you watch we. And as well you can send we text message on 074 200 545. Now the number for send we your message in case you get concern or you get contribution for make inside the program this morning. Well, as you hear it today, we can look at the tax issue where they between the government of Salone and the Sierra Rutile Company we make this BNTM, the HR manager na the company, the pool release say March 11 this year, then they seize the operation and self they don't tell some workman them for tap for workforce and then able for take small bits by the workman them we for look after them property them na the work sites. Well, all of this we discuss in the program this morning. What this mean to the country mining sector and self what it mean to the country economy. All of that we go discuss in the program this morning. Well, for help we look at this particular topic or they look at this morning, we get for do the Sierra Rutile case. Now the studio I want for welcome Emmanuel Bondo Esquire in the project lead na the mining and extractive unit na network for justice and development NMJD. Good morning, Emmanuel, and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Good morning.
All right, continue for the week in the studio. In our studio guest today, we can look at how the mining industry don't they do and self the notice where the Sierra Rutile Company don't pull said and they tap the operation at the country March 11. What does this mean to the country economy, the mining sector, and self employment of people that will be get work in this particular mining industry? We continue with the program.
Alright, we go first na court, outside the defense lawyer them for the number 1 and 5 accused people them, Amadou Koita Kamalo and Alima Hassan Bangura. S.A. Conte and M.J. Kamara don't talk before Justice Komba Commander na High Court number 1 inside the treason trial case say, then clients receive new documents from the prosecuting lawyer them, 8 o'clock na net, we get new evidence them, and they say this not correct because it spoil the case. Well, follow we know waiting at the latest updates on this particular treason trial case. We court reporter Ramatu Kamara go reports.
Wednesday, February 14 this year, Amadou Koita Kamalo by Mahmoud Bangura and 10 other accused them to now before Judge Justice Komba Commander na High Court number 1. Before the trial start, the defense lawyer S.A. Conte for the first accused when Amadou Koita Kamalo talk say Im clients tell am say e receive document notice Tuesday 8 o'clock na net, where the prosecution show am, and this trial not to secret society. How im go get access to that document dey that hour day? Same way so, the number 5 accused wey na Alimatu Hassan Bangura, in defense lawyer MJ Kamara, self-talk say im clients get the same documents before the session, and the defense dey ask for adjourn the case. The state prosecutor, AJ Mbokari, objects say in premature for make the defense lawyer them adjourn the case because of document. And the document then even serve am before 5 p.m. Tuesday. Then get other witness, reason order for let them adjourn the case. And continue say the documents are extracts from the 5th accused in phone, and that's not the basis of the investigation. They not get wish for ambush the case. Where the time reach, then go read waiting there inside the documents na court. Justice Komba Commander be asked AJ Mbokari say why he not be served the documents before. But AJ Mbokari talk say they received the documents from CID, and as then they receive documents, then they serve the accused them back. The document not so prejudicial, and it not go serve as embarrassments to them. Later on, Justice Komba Commander be talk say if we don't tell both the parties they for let them get documents both sides, and in your view, the court no go adjourn because of that, and it go give them 1 hour for let the defense go able watch and read the document. After the 1 hour, the state prosecutor Adrian Bokari make appeal for other witness when Agslav 18170019 Sergeant Jibril Fadika. During his statement, the witness Sergeant Fadika talk say November 26 last year in within a Juba barracks where in Yeri alarm for let the all reports at the barracks. In order to say now they see one man with military uniform, they be Sergeant Mosiri. Agent Bokari be ask him if the person in a court. He answer say yes and points to the 6 accused when Hassan Lee. And continue say during that same day they not be the check because of the alarm where they go on. So he gonna guard room by the checkpoint. In Tenab day and say the 6 accused with full military uniform where get sergeant's rank they push in bike. But the way out in Siam like a non normal. So the number 6 accused go meet him and call him say, Mike Papa, do ya at the bay go left me. And the witness say in accent say, you na soldier man, I'll for go help you. Tell and say, in bike get issue. They are laying ride and go na horse, if they go take money. The witness continue say, because of his still the 6 accused wearing military attire, and decide for go left him. Then go na the accusing horse and return. Where them they return, he pass and go and buy fuel. After that, then go na Godrich. And the accused tell him say, he gets party up there. After we then come out there, the witness talk say, then reach na 7 Battalion Junction, but in tell the accused say, he go to him border quick. After we don't come out to him border, he ask the military personnel about the 6 accused. The answer say they not see him. Justice Komba Commander be adjourn this case to February 15 this year. The state prosecutor them na O.I. Kanu, AJ Mbokari and other one them. And safe, the defense lawyer them na MJ Kamara, S.A. Conte, H. Kamara, A.R. Toure, A.R. Blah, C.I. Williams and other one them. For Liberty Online TV, Ramato Kamara the report.
We continue with the breakfast show where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, na Facebook, YouTube, and also na we website. As we tell you earlier, today we can look inside the issue where the Sierra Rutile Company get with the Salone government. We see March 11 this year, then they tap the operation na Salone. Well, we can look at that issue there, but quickly we go back to another trending issue outside during the every Tuesday press briefing where the Ministry of Civic Education came all the Minister of Works and Public Assets, Dr. Dennis Sandy, na be one party people will be doing at this press briefing for give updates about waiting they happen na the infrastructure sector. And one party updates we begin and they all get for do with the toll gates where the government of Salone inside 2017 in partnership with a Chinese company then be build the toll gates along the Hastings Waterloo Highway. These toll gates only for some time now, and people only pay certain fee where they pass there for different kind of motor car them. But according to waiting the minister be update the general public now that this toll gate fee they can go up. Then we listen to waiting Dr. Dennis Sandy been say inside this press briefing.
Wow, program announced the new rate that 3 years that they will pay. But the 3 tool gates them. We one in Hastings, the other is Sogo, the other is Mashaka. The tax system from 2 to 11. No, the competition, no, we can't really do this. Please, when I accept 5 years, they ended up at 5 years. So there's a savings of 6 years. Can you imagine? Group 3, of course, now the SUVs them, then pick up them, give them many buses them. Now they are paying 4 years. CRSG proposed 27 years. You see? But the competition, no. We know, of course, we have every reason to do so, but they ended up at 10 years. See, imagine that is savings of 17 years. Now, sorry, there is savings. Of course, 17. Now let's continue. Group 4. Now let's go and then like advance them. As I'm talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, they are paying 18 years. 18 years now. The normal CRSG propose, they propose 105 years. All of these rates are in new years. We're going to go forward with the country money. New years. If you still want to compare that to old years, that money, no problem. But when are new years? Now, they ended up at 40 years. There's a savings substantially of 65 years. See it? Group 5. When this group 5 here, I think the discussion was really very interesting because these are the guys, the vehicles, the heavy trailers, them, where they damage the road. I will show you all pictures them. Now, currently, how much are they paying? 183 years. So imagine though, the heavy duty trucks them, the mining trucks them. Okay? CRSG proposed 2,103 years. Can you imagine? The competition, no, it's very good. They ended up at 700 years. Finally, now, for the fair browsers there. Now they are paying 100 years. Now, what I say fair browser? They're very interesting. It's only when fair they say the browser will understand 9 to pay. But when they are coming from the regions upline, another fair, they pay. So please, I don't understand this.
We continue with the breakfast show where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, na Facebook, YouTube, and also now our website. Well, that na being Dr. Dennis Sandy, where the Minister of Works and Public Assets, if they update the public, but the new price them where it say people the way they pass now the toll gates go begin pay now. Well, after that, one person we been get issue with waiting Dr. Sandy be make insider announcements there. Now the opposition leader in parliament when Honorable Abdul Kagbo we been go na an official Twitter page is say the toll gate fee they not for change them without they not go back na parliament because it say that act they go be unlawful and it say then fees the way people they pay them don't debate and pass them na parliament during the 4th parliament. So he said the minister not get the right for saying they change them fee without parliamentary approval. Well, on the line now we get Honorable Abdul Kagbo, we na the opposition leader in parliament. Good morning, Honorable, and welcome to the breakfast show.
Good morning, Khadija. Thanks for having me.
All right. On Tuesday, we see Usai, the Minister of Works and Public Assets, we make a public announcement say the fees them where citizens them be done they pay for various set of category of motorcar them. Now the toll gates they come up. You not be one person will come out and contest that statement. You say na unlawful statements the minister make. Why you say the minister in pronouncement unlawful?
The fees then been the part of the agreement with Parliament passed. In fact, the fees that Parliament passed not only have the initial fees. So waiting they do, they review the fees there. And when they review them, they take it and thank the Parliament, then keep it out and then pass out. So the fees were part of the agreement where Parliament pass. So for let you touch anything where Parliament pass, you need to go back na Parliament. The agreement on the toll gate make am very clear say if there is a change on the exchange rate above 10%, they're supposed to review the fees. But when you review the fees, for let it take effect, you get for come and back in the Parliament for let Parliament pass up. So the minister no get the right for review fees and implement them per agreement and fees when a Parliament pass. So that is unlawful, and that is my position.
So una na Parliament where una hear the minister make this announcement, waiting at the next step where una don't take.
Well, unfortunately, when we make the statement, Parliament needs to do it. Parliament needs to do it Tuesday, and I will raise them up.
Honorable, this particular issue of drawing the attention of certain member them na the executive government minister them, not so now it begin. I remember back during the term for the agreement for the airports. Now the same thing be happen past way una na Parliament being get for draw the attention. Say no, this na agreement we supposed for come back to we. Let we look at them and make certain changes. And this back on the toll gates, it don't happen. What the una na the legislature they do for ensure say the one they waiting at the executive go according to the laws of the land.
Well, like I say, I will raise them up in Parliament, and I'm of the farmers' conviction that no parliamentarian no go neck for betray because of the rule of Parliament. Where Section 105 of the Constitution says, Parliament are the supreme legislative authority. So basically, like I tell you, I will raise them up in Parliament, and I'm sure that they will revert to Parliament because that agreement na Parliament owner, Parliament passer. So anybody for touch anything by if we go back to Parliament.
So, Honorable, you think say the attempts there so for the take decisions, especially one we get for do with parliamentary agreements them where una can don debate and ratify. Later, a government minister just come and make starting change without going back na Parliament. Pass una get for they check them and draw the attention. Say no, this na parliamentary document. You want do any to take out and back. You think say na ignorance of the law or na a deliberate attempt?
Well, to me, I not feel saying ignorance of the law because the minister no will just touch him without asking questions. So I trust he would have consulted with one or two people. And like I say, we as opposition, we get we rule in the Parliament. The rule now for support government by waiting correct and for call out on government. But what's wrong? We know they for please anybody. We did it for performing duty, and that we could always perform. And I will also want to seize this opportunity for informing us the opposition of Parliament through the deputy leader one, when Honorable Daniel Brahma Kuruma, don't write a notice of question time. So we don't invite the Minister of Transport for to explain two things then. One, why they change the price of the bus from 5 million to 10 million. And secondly, why they restrict the movement of commercial vehicles that we register to the advantage of worker fine. So that also, we the opposition don't invite, through the Parliament don't write the motion, through the clerk's office, for invite the Minister of Transport
Honorable,
for
for the
answer
sake
them
of
question
clarity to viewers them, for the sake of clarity to viewers them, you make mention say una the opposition don't invite the Minister of Transport for go explain why then change then certain prices there. Is it that not to done they been there na the agreement on a pass na parliament now after where the documents go to then they make them changes there?
Well, basically, all landing, now the minister needs to explain to me because there was an initial price we be made known to Sierra Leoneans. We know say the 10 leos also don't create problem for the commercial vehicles then because they all know at the prices there now. And you see how people they suffer na the streets for public transport. Like I say, we government get something right, we totally support that. Because Sierra Leone not belong to one political party. Then the way something the way the more are the people left. Now we have responsibility as opposition for make sure say we hear them out.
So back on the issue of the toll gates, Honorable, the call you say you go for make na parliament for inform them about this change where the minister don't make without going back to parliament. It go for make any difference towards this decision, or at the end of the day na just protocol you want for be observed?
No, well, basically, parliament needs for good debate and add their own voice. So it's possible say
the voice
the outcome will be different.
The voice where parliament will add, it will get any effect as to reduction of the prices, or then go for the like how the minister already proposed?
Anything possible. Once you go to parliament, you know, members of parliament, they will debate and then will vote. So anything possible.
Honorable, earlier I asked you say if then certain decision there so where the minister there they take, for example, you just make mention of changing of the prices of the bus them, and we'll be see again the all get for do the airports pass una parliaments being get for put on a food don't say una need for come back with their agreements there. Let we look inside and agree for any changes. I asked you earlier say if then government minister they are not ignorant of the law, but you say no. Is it that they really want for undermine on authority in a parliament?
Well, that is a sad mistake where parliament will allow for let the legislative, for let the executive arm usurp the power of the legislative arm. Then prices then parliament will debate them, then they vote on them before they pass them. Nobody no get the right for change price when parliament will don't pass without going back to parliament.
But why?
Now make it clear. We not there against the review. The review is a part of the contractual agreement that when there is a change in the exchange rate for about 10%, they need for do a review. Waiting we say that review has to be passed in parliament before they implement it. And we don't want let the executive begin to do the role of parliament.
So Honorable, for the issue of the bus them price, why go for take parliament all this time where now we they read this from a member of parliament where they talk about them, because they don't say where the people them, they don't raise concern since the first week when they start the test run of the bus them, people have been so much concerned about the price where it begin run, and also the diversion of the usual transport them where people be done they use now the different road them. Why it take parliament this long?
Like I say, parliament na a house of process and procedure. Basically, the opposition will try to follow the right procedure. The first thing we do, through the deputy leader one, Honorable Daniel Brema Kuruma, now for give a verbal notice where he don't do something like the past 2 weeks. Then you follow him up according to SO 25-2. You write to the clerk in office and inform him formally. Then they also he don't do it. Then the clerk therefore summon the minister for camp. Then they also don't happen. So like I say, Parliament not today for today no. It has to do with process and procedures.
All right, Honorable, finally, before you left, waiting the people for expect. Is it that Una, as the people's representative in Parliament, go thoroughly look inside this increment of the toll gate fee and make a decision, say it's timely for increase them or no? We people and they go through hardship, let we hold on first. What Una go push for as opposition party?
Well, interestingly, as opposition party, we wanted the prices they all come. Lord, look at them. Lord, look at the current economic situation of the current country and see how best we be able to better for the interest for the general Sierra Leonean citizens. Madam, I can say for now.
Many thanks, Honorable Abdul Kabo. We joined me at the program this morning in the opposition leader in Parliament. They talk about the public notice where the Minister of Works and Public Assets, Dr. Dennis Sandy, we make this be intense. Say government they plan for increase the toll gate fee where people and the pay. But according to Honorable Abdul Kabo, he said the minister no get a party for even make the pronouncement without and no go back with the agreement of Parliament where the fourth Parliament been passed inside 2017. The program where they watch, now the breakfast show, they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, now with Facebook, YouTube, and also now with website where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Remember, say as you join me this morning for the part of the conversation, you self get responsibility for support Liberty Online TV for continue for grow by way how you for press the share button for bring more people na the conversation this morning. Where they can look at a major topic we get for do with the Sierra Rutile decision where they say that they tap the operation as salon for March 11 this year. But quickly, let we take this short commercial break. We can start for talk about that topic there.
Corruption, now we country ain't no good.
Sisi, you don't ready?
Ready for waiting.
For declare you assets.
It don't escape me. I feel say we are just declare inside 2023. It don't know.
No, Parliament we don't make law now say. Now after every 2 year public officer then for declare the assets, income and liability to the Anti-Corruption Commission. If you be declare inside 2023, that means say you be default the previous year.
So it means say I for declare back inside 2024?
Yes, me dear. From January 1, 2024 to March 31, 2024, all the one that where they elect na office and all government workmen where they grade 7 and above for declare their income, assets and liability. The one themselves where they below grade 7, but where they in charge of money business na their office for declare. You can only declare through the commissioning website where na www.anticorruption.gov.sl or assets.anticorruption.gov.sl. The one them where we don't use this process just need for login with the username and password where the commission be sent at the email and declare. Member say if you not declare, the commission gets the power for direct making institution all your salary, suspend you, and if you still make trangayes, they will sack you after 3 months.
Me sister, like where you don't remember me so, and not go waste time for declare this time.
This message they come out from the Anti-Corruption Commission.
Corruption, now we country.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Alright, welcome back. It's still a Waji Breakfast Show, and as we tell you today na the show, we can look at the issue where they between Sierra Rutile and the government of Sierra Leone as we see a letter we come out from the HR manager to in company workman them. He informed them say the board of management don't take decision for say temporarily then go suspend the operations them na salon from March 11 this year. And we can look at this issue, how far this go affect the workman and self. Waiting this mean to the mining sector na salon if Sierra Rutile at this time decide for suspended operations. But let me quickly just listen to the letter where we producer Princess Pias being go through for let una self go know the content of this letter where the HR manager na Sierra Rutile be right so in company workman them. Let me listen to and then we'll come to the studio guests for discuss the issue.
Sierra Rutile Mining Company board and management inside one release with them police behind them talk say they don't take decision for suspend the operation force we go happy March 11 this year, and according to the board then take this decision for make them engage with the government of Salone on how they get for the operating at the country as they get for cuts down on their business and how then they export the rutile. This reason make the board ask all the workmen them for tap for workforce so they then get proper agreement with government on how they for operate na Salone. For Liberty Online TV, me na Princess Pias the reports.
All right, we continue with the breakfast show, and now they can look at the theme for the show this morning, where now the Sierra Rutile notice where them put out there say March 11 this year, then they tap their operation force, and according to the company, they say this now because then they run at loss. And where we be want for do this particular issue, we reach out to the HR manager for Sierra Rutile and try for get their own side. But according to he say the company not ready yet for talk to the media and for use the relevant information them where they don't publish. So now that make Liberty Online TV being put out that particular statement the way Princess Pias just read, so that when I say the viewer then go get a clear context as to how this particular issue been begin. Again, we reach out to the government through the Ministry of Finance, who talk to the financial secretary when I'm at Udingi. He said they still they negotiate with Sierra Rutile and government safe not ready for come out to the public. But as all tell Liberty Online TV and issues of national interest we can look at. So decide for talk to the civil society them. NMJD now one civil society where for a very long term they know they work around issues them we get for do mining and extractive. And they know they work in a different area them outside mining work they begin and then safe don't get plenty experience and knowledge we can mining agreements them. So now that make this morning we get Emmanuel Bondo when a project lead from NMJD for Kangiwi their own perspective as a civil society organization where don't they monitor issues them like this we get for those mining and the extractive industry. Good morning one more time.
Good morning.
All right. You just don't listen to Princess Pias, you don't able for explain what in Sierra Rutile put inside them press statements where them being pulled, we being draw a lot of attention from the public. They want to know why at this particular crucial time for a company like Sierra Rutile, where the public knows that they contribute to the country economy and self-create work for Sierra Leone and them, now the area they also and they work. From una own perspective as a CSO where they monitor issues of mining, how you think say the government of Salone and Sierra Rutile reached to this particular stage? Because not only first in this, the government of Salone and Sierra Rutile they get issues.
Thank you so much for this question. Before I answer the question directly, lay the premise. Now, Sierra Leone and Africa as members of the Global South, all what we get, we depend on for look after we serve. Now we think God bless we with beneath. But Sierra Leone are one of the unfortunate countries so much that we are blessed with these resources. But first, we not get what it take for ourselves, do and for ourselves. We depend on foreign companies for come now we land, do the mining, pay we tax, much of the benefit it go away. One big thing we lack of as a country, we not get the geochemical data where they tell we how much of what mineral we get in a particular position, what quantity and commercial value we get. So even at large scale mining, now gas mining what they do at this country. So that make all the time you get to get provision for exploration. Where company will come, they go do the exploration. That is the discovery for notice. Usai, for example, diamond day, bauxite day, rutile day, and then going to negotiate with government. Now, coming to the Sierra Rutile incident, we first get a better deal with Sierra Rutile way back November 2001, in the days of late President Ahmed Tijan Kaba, where similar issue of sort nature arise 2004, then going to a loan facility with Salon government. Now we come back around 2021, May, Sierra Rutile give the same notification to Salon government, say business bad, they want shut down. Then force the government into negotiation, August 2021. We then get some laxity and flexibility from that negotiation. Again, I don't know if we're aware, say, throughout the past 1-2 years, Salome they do some improvements with the taxation law. We don't come into effect now. So most of the taxes, even until we told in tax will be 5.5, government add 1% now 6.5. So government get for inform them. Say we go back to the 2001 agreement. So in real suspicion, that now one reason going to necessitate the decision for say we own at loss for tap the workman and not for work at the moment until they go into negotiation with government. Now, we are concerned. It is true that for now we cannot live without mining. We need the mining industry because then they contribute greatly into the consolidated fund. Again, we sympathize with the government because the government need money for manage the state. And Rutile, in with suspicion, they take advantage of the situation.
How?
Then consciously, then they contribute into the consolidated fund. Then get social support to the state like employment. When you visit those communities, the only livelihood source of income where you see more is from the mines. Agriculture is going down in those communities. So they're very well aware, say, if they shut down, over 1,000 to 2 people they go off job.
So is it a deliberate strategy that they use for letting the benefits more to the disadvantage of the revenue where governments supposed to generate from them?
To some extent, I want to say so. But again, another evidence for be 100% certain. Because again, even as a country, we dey fail in the tracking of mineral proceeds in the world. Like who diamond they come out, who tile they come out, for know how far they go to the world, how best they go to the world, and what profits we be able to trace say actually they happen. We not for they depend on waiting company publish. We for able to trace for know whether they're sincere to way or not. These guys are business people. And the primary intention, motive of businessman, na profit you want for make. Then care less about how it affects we. These are business people. So we as a country, we not get the ability or we not make the effort for trace, for know the impact of we products them out there and the sales profit. So if you look, now based on what Sierra Rutile publish, see they make over $75 million for each year after that 2021 negotiation. So you not go publish, say they make that kind of profit today, then you expect me as a country just complacent with that agreement we don't go on tax holidays. So we dey in line with the government, with the support to government of Sierra Leone, for stand firm in this negotiation. Let the best come to we the people.
You just make mention, say, for you think say Sierra Rutile decision deliberate, but again, when you look at as a business person, then say they not they make profit at this particular point because the request for the mineral within the pool na the world market don't they go down.
That then tell we, but we not able to trace and verify that first. Then secondly, They publish say they make over 75 million US dollars for the past 2 years since 2021. So why you make that kind of publication that you all believe say you know they make profit? So this is not the problem. So they make, if you really people of Sierra Leone and government of this country believe say, then they tell me the correct thing. Because you know they make $75 million per year, they tell me say you need to make profit. And that is after tax deduction. And they account for so. So in review, we want the best for Sierra Leone. And we know say the mineral sector very key. Sierra Rutile not only to look at the financial contribution into the coffers. They're very well aware of the social impact that will lead to in the community. Anywhere mining on the that you can't see them shut down, it will lead to social unrest in the community. Thief go boku, idleness go boku. And this is not the only major institution where able to employ people at that end over 1,000. So it will be a serious crisis.
So looking at the concern where there is, and also the concern where government might get, because we try to get somebody from government for come talk on this, then say they're not ready yet because they still negotiate on this particular issue. But if you look at the side them, side and they operate, the south and the northwest, on we don't they work closely with them. The community people them, na then Sierra Rutile, don't they operate anything they for sure say a company like this. Don't they work now?
Mining, my sister, is synonymous to destruction or development, depending on how it is managed. The question we ask so, an aged question. There are some effort being made in what we call the legal and institutional framework. We get good laws then, we get institution then, but in terms of the socio-economic impacts to community, we still lay behind. If you do the comparative analysis, people they suffer more compared to how you think say they go point at the achievement for mining. And that's how I would tell and one side way the kind of environmental impact we they under, then artificial ponds that we don't created over decades by. Salon as a country no get solution it for them. And that they expose people to danger. So in terms of community perception and opinion towards the operation of the company, yes, there are some efforts through an initiative what we call community development agreement, where they inside the law, we say, as of the new law, company for give 1% contribution to community development before tax deduction. But as I talk to you now, all the companies that we don't pay that community development fund, they pay based on the whole law. Because law normally know they act in retrospect. That is, you need to make law as a general rule for can affect what we don't do. So the problem we'll get now, during the process of the law, NMJD lead a civil society network we call Natural Resource Governance and Economic Justice Network, who we ask government to see when they put on hold to all large scale and small scale operation until the new law can review all agreement. But that be so hard for government to do, because you cannot cease operation in the view of government and they need income from the institutions here. So now, unless when it comes to the time when they for review the lease agreements, then government they stand firm for factor the provision of the new law. So as far as development is concerned at the mining communities, we don't get much for account for it as a country. You will see more destruction compared to the little investments like school and the bill, then clinic, then water well, then after they happen around. So people they suffer more than what you think them for enjoy for mining.
You make mention of the issue of tracking as a country or as a government. They're not able to track it, the mineral they will come out in a salon, then just rely on the company, the like Sierra Rutile, what didn't tell them that then they go by. The question where somebody go and ask, say, what now institution them like NMA, the Ministry of Mines, where them establish for supervise the minerals that they come on in the country, what then really they do?
One of the best institutions in this country are the NMA. They get qualified staff. They do their best. Our level we understand that. And they do very well in this country for manage the mineral sector. Now, the level of tracking where they mention now that where we post they don't come out from Salone, they don't export it, they don't go out. We want to get data or information as to how best we product them they do in the wider world. Right? If we get them data then they say I know they can't tell what's in them one for tell we whether they make profit or not. We for make the effort. Perhaps it not cover the mandate of enemy. Now within the jurisdiction the mandate tap for make sure so they manage the resource well, they exit well and pay the requisite tax to the NRA. But thinking from my head as best practice, we for the go further for no Salone Rutile, how far they go in the world and how best they do in the world market. Salone Diamond, how far they go and how best they do in the world market. So if we make efforts for know all that, we self go there at a position of information. We not depend on who type of cancer we see, would they get challenges, would they get lost or not. That kind of thing I decide for saying.
So is it that governments not to value waiting we get or then just content with the small revenue within the raise from some of the mining company here?
Government value what we get. Government value what we get. But again, as I say, for going to mining, it's very expensive. And we don't get much what they contribute beside what we get beneath. As the people will struggle 24 hours night. And keeping those industry running is very expensive. So you find out, say, on a negotiation table, it appear like now the big investors then for cannabis country. This kind of way they happen so between Salone government and Sierra Rutile, we for the think of having an alternative. Because we're not going to pay this all along. You know, we need an alternative. We need for create the competitive market for Rutile. If Rutile, Sierra Rutile, they tell we say every 1-2 years they get problem, they get this, they get that, then we need for look a close for close substitute. Somebody who can create the competition with them.
Not to today, the issue I don't begin with the government of Salone and that of Sierra Rutile, because even during the previous regime, something like this be still happen. We make up till now, Dr. Samuel Kamara gets court issues and all. Waiting really, you think saying that the problem with Sierra Rutile and that of the government of Salone? Is it an effect of prior arrangements, the way the government not make properly?
Issues of certain nature, they are politically sensitive, right? Before a license is issued to the company here, not even discussed at cabinet level, till at parliament. The lease agreement for every mining company is a law in itself. We go to parliament. We within this other law now bind the government and the company, right? Now, God knows best, right? Whether all the services out they do, that's honest or not. But now a company where they subject this country to political misunderstanding and economic instability.
How?
You made mention about the previous regime. Around 2016-17, where the administration by then, where John C. be the head, then call Ampala. So then change hands to Iluka, where Salome get for sale shares in that arrangement. In the words of Samuel Kamara, at that material time, the best way they can do as government, then for sale Salone shares, let Salone not lost in that transaction. We notice the way regime changed 2018, the administration of President Bio questioned that deal. Then call them shady deals, meaning they doubt the agreement and understanding with the former regime going to with the company. We make certain questions be asked to Samuel Kamara and the government for proof how that go. Now, God knows best how that arrangement go, whether it was true or not, right? That no matter is still there for be proven. Now, this same company, another regime day where they don't force into negotiation 2021, then give them some flexibility. Where in the words of this administration, now a generous understanding government going to them for let the country not loss. Right? Whatever governments give out as concession, that is closed, not to public domain. Because this is a decision where at times governments are not so comfortable for they come out, they don't appear like government they become embarrassed. Because Salone in that country we manage all NTR, but like we don't really get much for take care of ourselves. We depend on the company's relationship. So if I don't say if Rutile they come up with an issue all along, then always they force with governments them for going to a negotiation with them, we perhaps tomorrow go lead to future questioning. You see.
Agreements then supposed to be a win-win situation for you where they come for can invest and save the person we gets which you they come for can invest back. In this case, between the government of Sierra Leone and Sierra Rutile, now win-win situation don't they happen?
Well, that's what they presume. But again, when I start this program, they tell you say, when I ask the company for come to the public for talk, they say they're not ready yet. When I ask governments they're still on negotiation. Make I tell when I say this is a politically sensitive decision. Now, governments they strictly caution everybody not to come to the public because they don't want to prejudice the outcome. And these are negotiations where they don't create space for we the CSOs, neither under the media or the community people. So whatever government they discuss with them, it can be within the closed door because they don't want to let the public know. So, but we advocacy efforts, we they push and wish for a win-win outcome. And that would expect the government of Sierra Leone for no. We're not going for a tomorrow, whatever they come out of this negotiation, salon the loss.
No, but from experience, so to the first time this company don't they bring up this issue with government from experience, then really don't they get the government of Sierra Leone as fairly as it will be.
We're not for certainly say yes or no, right? Because the level at which they agree with government, we not get access for know that. But we always get an impression from the government that the company they relate well to the fiscal policies.
So ideally, the negotiation they are supposed to be between the government of Salon and Sierra Rutile no more, or if it be open, una self so they wade into the world of advocacy, especially where camp what in your words politically sensitive issue them like Sierra Rutile issues, so that the media, the public, the CSO then go serve as witness in all of the negotiation there. And so if they ideally or at this stage, if we just left closed door like I did so between Sierra Rutile and government.
There is no law we compel government to say therefore give the space for coming in negotiation, neither the media. Right? But in we own belief, right, we want to be part of the process today because we want to make sure the people of Sierra Leone are well represented. Even though the government's delegation we can do into the negotiation today, they represent the people of Sierra Leone. But for reason best known to government and perhaps with the request of the company, they don't let the public they know how the discussion they carry on to that end. So week in day out, they cause the noise that, hey, Mr. Government, we know say yes, but they do take decision in the best interest of we the people. But we want to make sure say we represent we well. Let the country not loss. Now back to your question. And evidence we will show say not in all cases will get a win-win outcome. You get the CDA agreement where begin instructions say all company for pay not less than 0.01% now the old act of 2009. But inside the Sierra Rutile lease agreement, then get a fixed figure when they give to community up to today when $100,000. Where that amount when they give cannot quantify whether it reach the Mines and Mineral Act say or a day above. Then get their own special agreement in the own lease agreement. Now I tell you now inter alia say the lease agreement with government and the company they sign now a law in itself. Then the Mines and Minerals Act 2009 then now a law in itself. Then you get what we call conflict of laws, where the company they strictly stick to the agreement between them and the state when they own lease agreement. So it conflict with waiting then at the General Act, and they are guided by their own lease agreement. So again, you find out say you get other companies like Vimetco, Sierra Minerals Holding, then they give 1%. You get Koidu Limited, then they give 0.25%. We compare the annual returns when they give to a community for development, whilst the others they give billions of millions, Rutile they give pittance. So at the end of the day, when you compare development efforts, now other communities like the Vimetco concession, that of Koidu, you see more action being done compared to the Sierra Rutile communities.
So at this point of the agreement, Salon people and for still hopeful because government say they still they talk. By the end of this week to next week, then go come and give update to the public, waiting come out of the negotiations them, what they do now with Sierra Rutile. People and for be hopeful for a positive outcome, say Sierra Rutile go reverse this decision, what they don't say by March 11 this year, then they tap force the operation as Salon.
When we hope for a better outcome, again, it gets a serious social impact. For the Rutile shut down now, that community nobody in order. That's an easy situation will be under. And at the same time, we depend on them as a country for continue for pay into the consolidated fund. So now that make me appreciate una so much when we're starting discussion. Because you see, mining issue, not to all media house they talk on. Now highly political field, highly influential field. You get some media, then just they go away from them. And this knowledge we will even take to the universities. Because this not only we get as a country, the resources will get beneath. So if we always come to the public domain, we will discuss natural resource issues. You know, like what I start the pressure so I hope for see other media houses for call we and raise the alarm. Not put government on the pressure. See, we all watch and we all wait for see the outcome of this negotiation. So we want to see the best for this country.
So at this stage where it clear say negotiations then they go on behind closed doors where the public no waiting at the content of the discussions them waiting government for take into account as then they do the negotiation now with Sierra Rutile for in future or as time they go we know hear back say oh Sierra Rutile say they don't threaten back say then they shut down. Waiting for take into account.
Okay, now we get the new tax laws where they lead to increments in taxation. We want the government to be firm in that. And whatever agreement they're going to say, I will tell them again time frame. They know we'll just come back tomorrow and shake them. And we need to get a tracking mechanism. We not for depend on the men and tell whether they make profit or not. We for able to know as a government, as a people.
At this stage, when you look at the entire conversation, it clearly shows the government safe they try for be a bit flexible because they need Sierra Rutile.
Sure.
The mining industry, when one of the biggest contributors into the Salon economy, they don't get challenged since after the Ebola. So if they make stiff condition at this point, Sierra Rutile say will not go able to pack go. You just talk about destabilizing that particular community. How many people go lost job? And the pressure they come back on government and they need their revenue there so for on the states.
We know they're against the mining. We know they're against Sierra Rutile operation. Besides this very topic, we get other platforms then we are the coordinate, we are be part of. We negotiate well with the companies here. We get one we call the multi-stakeholders task force for public disclosure. What is that day about? The money we company they give to community for development, we get an initiative where they monitor that for make sure say whosoever receive money for the community do the right thing. Emma Lamina, why you want to mention just now, a part of that committee, because now they head the mines committee in the parliament, the NMA, the Ministry of Mines, Sierra Rutile, Kodu Limited, Vimetco, and Sierra Diamonds were all part of that initiative. We also they meet at another initiative called Sierra Leone AITI, Extractive Industries Transformation Initiative. We're now that platform where all they meet and dine, discuss development issues. So we cannot say Sierra Rutile absolutely bad, not to that the point what they say, but we know they ignore the fact that they are business people. Their primary focus is profit making. Going into the negotiation here with government, we're on the side of the government for make sure so they push well for the best interest of the people. So taking into consideration, we want for let the government no say, therefore take their position for let the country gain.
All right.
And whatever agreement they're going to Sierra Rutile, let be fixed and firm. And we for make effort now moving forward for know them profitability level, not to waiting and tell for depend on. Because for 2 years then when published they make $75 million. So why you want to tell we say the government lost for shut down? And we want the companies therefore consider for no say shutting down then will lead to social problem in the community.
Okay.
The plain truth now that And also the company will please for let us say, Salon for begin look for a close substitute. We need for creating competition for them. No, truly, if we say they tell in a two, we need a close substitute because we need to make the market world more competitive and best to the country.
All right, continue for the program. Name na Emmanuel Bondo in a project lead. He comes from NMJD, a civil society organization where they work around mining issues. And today na the program where they look at the decision where Sierra Rutile Mining Company say by March 11 this year, then they tap the operation as salon because according to them, the company they run at loss now, and they don't tell some of the workmen them first, they don't force now us and tap for work. So now this conversation they get this morning, they look at the economic implication and safe the one they will get for lost work if this particular decision happen. Don't forget for send we you comment now the comment section on any of the platform them where they watch we will read on the messages them later on inside the program, and also share the program so that more people go be part of this very interactive and educative conversation they can at the studio this morning.
All right, well, we'll continue with the conversation, and as we said earlier, the governments of Sierra Leone and Sierra Rutile they on negotiation now for ensure they look into this issue, and for Sierra Rutile, hopefully not go shut down the operation as they don't project for do so. Well, Parliament's Committee on Mines now one pan the body them way early this week. They may meet with body them way concerned about this issue for let them go discuss them and see how they go reach a possible negotiation. Also, the chairman for the Mines Committee in Parliament, Honorable Sir Emerson Lamina, say the committee don't begin for engage with the Ministry of Finance and the management from the Sierra Rutile Company for let them look inside the tax waiver issue where government say the company for begin for payback after way Parliament be don't do the third amendment now the Sierra Rutile Act where them be signed inside 2021 for make them get tax concession so till the year 2026. Well, Honorable Sir Emerson Lamina been talked to with producer Princess Pias for seek this issue.
Sierra Rutile they enjoy tax holiday ranging from PE, excise tax, ranging from royalties, etc., etc. As it turns out, the Ministry of Finance said, no, we are getting a halt. Let's come back to the drawing board. We know of all these things. It is our responsibility. President Madabio envision that he will give jobs, at least 100 jobs a year. And we know very well the potential with the mining industry gets. From statistics, roughly, the mining sector gets potential for get 300,000 jobs, including family members, directly or indirectly. And want to see that job continue. At the same time, want to see benefit come to the people. So from all what's weary from the miner, Sierra Rutile, from officials of the Ministry of Finance, the committee today interested to get joint committee or chair this meeting. The Committee on Finance been there, very passionate chairman and the members then, and members also from the Mines Committee. They been there and they listen very well. I can tell you, good news will come. Okay. Good news will come from the outcome of today's meeting.
Okay, well, that we will can't talk about waiting people for expect in this particular engagement we don't they come up. You just make mention say Sierra Rutile we don't they enjoy free tax and Parliament and we can do the amendment. So now that this particular issue they go on, how understand in all of this, waiting on a position in all of this?
Yeah, at a particular time, because of the challenges so they go through, and government are Cumbra, and because government one playing Cumbra rule, you see, because of this one challenge and go through, I think no get tax already back, no salary fair on. Good news for Sierra Rutile at a particular time, some 2 years ago, they declared 75 million profit, and I need to get. But it turned out also, they don't declare losses. That's one loss at this particular time. Government is concerned. Government gets a lot of responsibility, I can tell you. Every now and then, citizens cry for capacity building, which is the greatest asset of any nation for build its citizens the human capital. Today, we are talking about our flagship Operation Feed Sierra Leone. I begin to imagine how many tractors they will forget now each district. I begin to imagine the topography of lands then, the more tractors they will forget. I begin to imagine how the potential Sierra Leone will get for produce boku chop we will make left for spend millions of dollars for those import with staple food. All of these concerns the country. So in all of these things, how the Committee on Mines and the Committee on Finance stand, I'll tell you it is good news. It's not conclusive yet. I cannot give you any detail or definite resolution will come. If you are very lucky, by tomorrow week, Kaya, when both parties will come, definite resolution will come from a ruling.
Okay, so looking at the concession within the Sierra Rutile, we can do the amendment. Now from when they forget this tax concession to Usia.
Yes, we see the significance of 2026, very 2026, very significant in all of this. We also see a tie to them. But if, before this time, if we now improve, now this will happen, that is where the bone of contention is. We'll leave that for another day. As I tell you all, good news will come in all of these things what they do. Very good news will come because I'm very passionate about the third schedule of the agreements and the Sierra Rutile agreement to become. I'm also aware that similar cases have been come a few years ago. The outcome was not good. We cannot tread on to that path. We are looking for a win-win. The ministry wins in all of these things. Sierra Rutile will win. The people of Sierra Leone, when are the bigger picture, then go win and get large die again at the mining community.
So now looking at all these issues, because if the company close, you get over 3,000 workers them, and coming from the Ministry of Finance, they make and clear say the company they make more profit and government they make no gain due to the taxes where they reduce, and now they want the company for the pay tax, and now that they don't ask the company for the pay tax, they don't decide say for close the operation. Una they in the middle, they on the negotiation, waiting people for expect.
The people of Sierra Leone will win in all of these things. Taxes and Boku, you're talking of PE pay as you earn, talk of withholding taxes, you talk of royalties each time they export, waiting go day to the state, all of these things we are watching at it. It is our candid opinion, where there seems to be 0 points or 1 point tax, come up a little, so that the people of Sierra Leone, when I going to be the end beneficiary of the tax, they win. The mining company go win. In all of these things, I only go with 3 things in mind. It is the opinion of both committees today that the people of Sierra Leone living in those mining communities then get the benefit of mining. And this is what essentially the president did in the Mines and Minerals Development Act. It is also in our opinion that the state wins. And the investor also win. Want also the investor for win. They should not, or we must not cry foul and say, oh yes, we're investing and this is a profit we've got. And these are the clear leverage ground where His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Julius Mada Bill did in the Mines and Minerals Development Act. I'm telling you, the unexample thing that we do in that particular act has never happened. Mining communities used to pay 0.1%, today 1% at least, as CDA. Surface rents increase. When landowners they get 50% today, 70%, let's go back to them. That's phenomenal. And this is what we want to see. So that at the end of the day, after years of mining, there will be tangible development to be pointed at that this years will benefit from this. And this is just what we are doing.
All right, well, that's not the interview where Princess Pias do with the chairman for the Mines Committee in Parliament, Honorable Sir Emerson Lamina, where they explain about how themselves as Parliament, where they make the law they mediate for ensure, say, at the end of the day, this be a win-win situation between the government of Sierra Leone and that of Sierra Rutile. We don't say then go stop the operation by March 11 this year. We they come back to the studio guest, when Emmanuel Bondo from NMJD, as we don't listen to the chairman for the Mines Committee na Parliament, where they talk about the mediation where they do, and if people for be hopeful say this particular negotiation where governments they get with Sierra Rutile, if it for be a win-win situation, if they explain that to Princess Pias. But when you look at the whole issue, where don't they happen? Let me just go back to the fact say government of Sierra Leone being get a tax concession to a mining company. It been really ideal for get that concession they given to a mining company. It be ideal?
Yes, at no material time, the government will tell you say yes, the company approach them saying they get lost. And we need to keep them in operation. Again, at the time when I say the problem we get as a country, we don't get much what they contribute into the process of mining, beside the mineral we got give below. When then company had to come before the commencement of mining, all of the cost of mining at the company they champion on. The machinery, the manpower, the scoping, and every other thing they do. So if I now say, in the long run, we for begin to think of having state-owned mining companies. We're very expensive. That's not a visionary statement that they make. Because countries like them, Botswana, Rwanda, they're almost 100%, they take care of their mining now. State-owned companies we make. Then they before we in Africa. Then they lead beaucoup African countries today in terms of minerals management. So, in this situation, at that material time, 2021, when they're going to negotiation with governments need rutile for operate, and then become say they're going at loss. Either then shut down or government give them some flexibility. So then going to negotiation, the government's position are that in the best interest of the country, then going to a generous position with the company and give some amount of flexibility. So now that's government be report to the people of Sierra Leone, say yes, now a win-win situation in the best interest of amicable business.
In all of this, waiting at the center issue now for pay back the tax so they don't wait for them. Government approach them back, say, okay, you know what, now then tax themselves, they generate revenue for all the states. Then we come back and negotiate, then tax there so long and begin pay something. Sierra Rutile say no. At this point in time, wait till the exports not to value in the world market, or they run at loss. Is it that genuinely that they run at loss, or now the taxes they don't want to pay, they just want to continue for enjoy the free concession?
So again, you go ask the same question, say, why now when governments remind una say una for pay the correct tax now way una supposed for pay? Then una nothing on a country we say una the loss. And not only loss, una one shut down. So you suspect say the company deliberates in what they do so. And how una go publish say una they make 75 million US for 2 years. Then una will believe say una the loss. So in that circle of discussion, it appear like the company not sincere with we, and not sincere with the country, not sincere with the government. Because in my view, now the correct step government take. Because if they're going to negotiation, going to have some flexibility, then when they publish the kind of profits that they make, government remind them now say, well, let's reverse that thing they owe, let's begin pay, which not supposed to pay.
So if Sierra Rutile say they stop operation by March 11th this year, it clearly shows say more than 2,000 people they go out of job, where they cause stability in that part of instability in that part of the country, also in the Okna Rutile, and governments not go want them at this particular time because they go cause distraction to the running of the state. You think say governments go giving to Sierra Rutile for just let them continue the operations, other plants don't they now work, let they now work, and let problem not happen, or therefore really push them for pay the tax?
I want to believe say they go compromise small, both sides of a compromise. Rutile go come up small, and government self go give some consideration. That I want to believe so, because Rutile get about 1,500 to 2,000 staff. And you are talking of about 1,500 families surviving from the company's operation. We not to appreciate in terms of the employment rate. And we wish for see more employment in the sector, right? For now, we not get no close alternative. We not get better option other than for going to negotiation with them back. And that's the only option that we government gets. As the negotiation day on, we wish the negotiation well. Let it come out in a way Salone as a country will go appreciate. And that number one for remind the government of we give them support.
Negotiation they go on well. Different body them don't step in. Parliament summon all the player them in this issue, and we just listen to Honorable Emma Silamina, one of the chairman for the Mines Committee, and hopeful for a positive outcome. But again, government, they say, we need them tax there. So the question I be ask you, is it timely for the government really push Sierra Rutile for pay them tax there? So if self then say then they go.
It's timely because the people they publish their profits when they make. Now, governments get a reason why they self demand. Because they publish their profits per year after tax deduction. So you cannot see that kind of publication for 2 consecutive years after that flexibility period. Then you expect government for stay by allow in country the loss. So the best decision governments take for remind them for increased tax. And with taxation law don't come out, a very new law way, all taxes don't increase.
What are the greatest lesson as a country and government waiting for land in this Sierra Rutile issue? Just like I started the conversation earlier, not to the first time this Sierra Rutile, they get issues of loss. We have to wrap up or tap force with operation as salon and certain people and they go out of job. We all know what thing happened during the previous regime. So they then go so okay, let's sell shares. What are the greatest lesson as a country for land from this?
First, that Rutile as a company, they always subject to the country into financial instability. That is to say, they provoke this kind of situation for get the advantage, not for pay, actually waiting for pay. Secondly, another lesson we need for land from this, we need for probe further into the world market and trace what minerals that they do out there, not only for Rutile. We not for depend on company for country whether they losses or make profits. So we as a country, we for make some efforts for trace we produce them out there. So we will get real information. We not depend on company for country we say will they make profits or loss. We forget real information what they generate before we engage them in negotiation. Because this don't be a problem all along on the negotiation table. We're not too equipped on the negotiation table. Because to some extent, we knowledge level know that's adequate to the company.
That's what I ask you, say, if government really know the value of waiting, then they give them company here for go with, so they can just pay small tax.
Yes, to some extent they know. But the value where we know get it now a provision where the Africa Mining Vision provide what we call geological data and knowledge information management. We go for do it. For example, the Rutile we talk about so we go to that terrain. We go tell we say this position we get Rutile layer of XYZ commercial quantity. We go for do a chemical study, on a ground study we go tell what we get beneath. Now that the Africa Mining Vision they instruct all African countries for know before you even go into negotiation. But up till now, we as a country, not only alone, you get most countries in Africa, we're not able to do that study dates for no. What really then gets before going to negotiation.
Earlier, you talk say government need for make the space competitive.
Correct.
Especially in the area of Sierra Rutile.
Correct.
But the problem is it that now the space government not open on a company them not willing for come and compete na this same space? Let one get company not get monopoly over a certain space.
Well, then it's subject to investigation, right? Because we don't see the competition yet. Much competition already around Rutile mining. Now more of diamond you see much competition. But around Rutile mining, we don't get much competition. And that now an assignment we need for take up now as a country. Now we'll go out for the investors them and create that market for be competitive. Because we're not going to stand for the lose all the time. After 1 2 year company come, they will give them free holiday. No, that's not good for we as a country.
Well, we'll continue the program, the Breakfast Show, and we'll look at the decision where Sierra Rutile say by March 11 this year, then they tap the operation force na salon, and they don't ask some of the command them for sit-down force na us. Well, at the studio this morning, we get Emmanuel Bondo, we in a project lead, they come out from NMJD, a civil society organization, we don't work around advocacy on the mining sector. Well, una say for don dey watch we, don't send una messages them, and una want una voice for be heard na the program this morning. We take few of una messages them where una don't send na the program. The first one where I go read, it come out from Alpha Amadou Jallo from our Facebook page. It is say, for me, shutting down is the best. In Australia, where I live, says Rio Tinto made about $2 billion in Guinea, and in Sierra Leone, mining companies make about $3 billion. Sierra Rutile should be shut down and allow others to give us better taxes.
All right, more messages on the Facebook page. Bakar Banks on Facebook say the closure of Sierra Rutile isn't different from other many companies that have shut down operations since the government assumed office because of taxation. This government wrongly assumed that these companies needs us more than we need them.
For the Mustafa Toure, na Facebook, they say without government investment in the mining sector, the government is very weak on the table unless if they want to see the investor go. The Leone suffered seriously in the past 5 years due to the cancellation of mining contracts by government, and if the government takes the risk again, the Leone will suffer another depreciation and consequently inflation.
All right, still on Facebook page. Osnan Lamin Siddiq say, what is happening in Sierra Leone? Sierra Rutile closing down. This is so unfortunate. When are we going to be proud of our mining sectors booming again? Another nightmare for our poor workers.
All right. More messages. We don't come at the program. Quickly, I go over na the YouTube page and just take few. This one day, we they come out from about cargo on the issue we'll deal with together for do with the increment of the toll gate fee. It say it's ignorance that Dennis Sandy is displaying. All right. Well, from the messages then they quickly.
I think we go read one more on Facebook where Bakar Banks they say, Mr. Civil Servant, if government lacks the ability to track the profit margins and commercial value of our minerals at the world market, how did you come to that conclusion? Are they extorting from government?
All right, with that question there, we come back to Emmanuel Bondo for begin for answer that.
Yeah, I know saying they extort from government. Because on the negotiation table, they don't get an agreement waiting them for the pay to government, either on normal basis or understanding grounds. By this, what I mean, if now, based on what they agree, at the lease agreement on taxes that they pay, fine. Or a special negotiation where they can go into, give them flexibility, fine. So like what they say, because again, they count excuses, see the world market price don't fall, when they make profit, that kind of excuse they carry it. We not for depend on waiting the company they update we. Because this now something like what they say cocaine deal, right? We not for absolutely trust the companies then now, because this very company don't give we hell of problem over and again. So we for they make efforts for let we know what's they happen out there. Beside then give we updates. Again, at the time when I say, now waiting and publish as them profits per year over $75 million. Attract the government of Sierra Leone for no say, hey, so on the kind profits, there will be no good flexibility. So now for review, made them pay the normal of 2001. So you find out say we don't need for wait till they publish waiting they make. We for don't get way with a value or know how a value in the world market and compared to with the tons of food when they retire, when they export, what it costs there and what they give we. You understand? We for don't get a mechanism. And also expensive and difficult, it's challenging. But now in the long run, I suggest this for. So that company nobody can tell we what they want for tell we as a way of defeating us. You know.
Suggest say advisable for let government let them shut down and allow other people for coming. Is it advisable?
Well, to the going to mind, they go say yes. Like the last time I tell you to pull a position paper, or tell the government, make them put on hold for review all ICCs aligned with the new law. Fine. But a decision we had for the government take, I want to be honest with you in this case. Although we want the best for the country. Now, the person they talk from this position because we see example of that nature at the north, where then shuts down some companies, and it get a lot of socio-economic effects for that period where it be shut down. So perhaps this person in his view, he want to see the same Ubayanda, because he believes say if they shut down Rutile, maybe a better option will come, or Rutile will shape up. That's not your opinion.
If NMJD deal within who side they do the negotiation right now, what you about to say to both parties involved?
In as much as we interest in Sierra Leone, we know they're against the company. We go tend to be reasonable for know the true problem of the company. For now, not just perception, we only discuss around. Now that the company don't tell we by their position. And now you tell me, say, we wanna get into the company, then say they're not ready for camp public yet. Let una make use of or access the information where they don't pull out. So that's why you say they get restriction, get limitation as to how they want give information to the public. So we don't rely on waiting about them pulling out do. We forget the ability and more effort for probe further.
All right.
For no.
All right, continue for Watch Liberty Online TV. We'll continue this conversation again later on the net, 8 to 8:30. We'll go look at another angle, how the mining sector don't